This talk is called It's All Inside. It's all inside, like in capital letters. Not some of it's inside, not a bit of it's inside. It's all inside. And it's something that I really think about a lot, and that I think, due to our religious training, our upbringing, our backgrounds, and just the way things work in the universe, many people have a lot of trouble with that. In fact, all of us, I might say, do in some ways. Because we create a duality. The minute we say the word God, we've created us and God. As though God is someone else, somewhere else, that there's something out there to pray to or whatever. So what I want to really work on today, talk about, and look at the time because I get criticized for talking too long. So the talk's going to be half as long as it was last time. I thought it was very brief last time. It was 42 minutes. So when we really look at what is happening, everything that's happening only can happen within us. Our entire experience is our thoughts and our sensations. We experience ourselves as looking at a world and think that the world is there. But the world is only there as we experience it. We all look at something, we each look at something, but what we're looking at only happens inside of us. You are only appearing as something on my retina, which is processed by my brain. And so what we're really looking at all the time is our own thoughts. I really thought about this in terms of, like, politics is a perfect example. I mean, each person feels that they're looking at something that's right or wrong or whatever, and you can't understand why someone else would think differently. They must be wrong. But let me see if I can explain this. What they are thinking is only happening inside of you. When you hear someone else's thought, what you're really hearing is your thought. And it's not even your thought about that thought. It's your thought. So whatever you look at, you will see your thought. That's why people can scream at each other forever. No, this is right, that's right, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're whatever. And nothing changes. Nothing. Nobody hears anybody. Because people don't realize that they're working from their own thought. They're creating their own experience. So everything is only happening inside of me. The world literally goes away if I die. It's not the world is over there and I'm now dead and don't know it. The world doesn't exist because the world only exists in me. Funny thing is, when I die, me is still there. So the world, whatever it is, exists in me. Just the fake world sort of disappears and I'm left with what I know. So everything is within me, and the quality of our lives is determined by what's going on in me, and yet we think that the quality of our lives is created by stuff outside. But if that's so, how come Bruce Springsteen just wrote a book about how depression has ruled his life? How could that be? He's famous, he's successful, he's wealthy. He's the boss, that's right. So how could that be? And that, well, I remember somebody was Aretha Franklin's manager, and Aretha called and said, I want to fire my conductor, I'm mad at him. And she said, the manager said, are you kidding? Will you fire him? He's been with you 25 years, and he's got the best ears in the business. She says, are you saying he hears better than I do? I'm the queen of soul. So she actually believed that publicity thing that was put on her. But so Adele talks about depression all the time. She has depression. She had vocal problems. Imagine what it's like to have that. I was once talking to Barbra Streisand's manager. I said, is Barbara happy being on tour? He said, David, happy is not a word we ever associate with Miss Streisand. Now, so these are the people who we say, if only I could have that. My mother once said to me that Merv Griffin did a special on a tour of Zsa Zsa Gabor's closet. Literally, let's not interpret that away. And my mother said, "Oh my God, could you imagine being Zsa Zsa Gabor?" And I said, "Mom, you're sitting here at your job, right? Okay, now you have to look absolutely gorgeous. You had to spend 7 hours getting ready today. Photographers are doing it and you're being written about in the paper." She said, "How horrible." I said, "That's Zsa Zsa Gabor's life." You know, want to be Zsa Zsa Gabor? I say to people, you want to be famous or you're willing to be that uncomfortable? So, you know, Oprah Winfrey in People magazine talked about she was hoping she didn't win the Emmy because she'd have to walk on the stage at the weight she was at. She's a billionaire, but who cares? Because it has nothing to do with the outside, and yet we spend all our time looking in the wrong place, trying to change things in the outside when the outside is merely reflecting who we are inside. And if we really, it's a hard concept to get because the outside seems to be really happening. Events happen. But no matter what the event, we are only seeing our internal thoughts. And the only place we have anything is inside. And we have everything inside. There is nothing outside giving it to us. I want to do a... Deb, would you come up and assist me? Okay. Here is my lovely assistant, Deb. So take this pen. Now, we have identical pens. Now, look at me, and whatever I do with the pen, you do. So, for instance, we know that in this example, I know that I have the pen. So, the mirror, which is the world, I don't even have to look at Deb. It doesn't matter what Deb does. I have the pen. Now, what if I suddenly think that the world is controlling the pen, and I wait for the world to do something, but the world is a mirror of me. I'm waiting for something to happen, and it can't happen. Now, I'm going to do something that you don't expect and just do what I do. So, the world is reflecting me, and suddenly I decide that I don't have the pen, that the pen is in the world. The pen is no longer in the world. As soon as I decide that I don't have it and have to get it from the world because it's a reflection of me. So it drops out. So, thank you, Deb, that was brilliant. It doesn't work when someone doesn't pay attention and they don't drop the pen. So, we are seeing what we think and what we have in the world. And what we don't realize so often, in varying degrees, is that all of that stuff is within us already. Because all of it is just thought. All of it is not physical. So all of that possibility is within us. And whatever we see in the world, we can use it to notice what, if we see something we don't like in the world, we can use it to notice that we're thinking something is missing from our world. And then we can look in here to find it. I watched the Golden Globes the other day. Now, I have trouble watching award shows because I'm furious as to why I'm not on them. And so I watch them, and I watch my mind go, I'm not on this show because I'm a nothing, because the business doesn't allow me to be anything, because I'm not allowed to have anything, because, and everybody on those shows hates me and knows, you know, that I'm stupid and terrible, etc., etc. And I just watched those thoughts. And I know some of the people on those shows, and if you ask them what they thought of me, they would not say what I think they're saying. And so after the show, I was like, oh, I'm just so aggravated. And I said, wait, instead of doing that, notice that you have those thoughts. And that is what you're seeing in the world. So every one of those shows is helping you because it's showing you, you're standing in front of the mirror and going, this outfit doesn't fit, or I've put on this thing I don't want to wear, or whatever. It gives me the opportunity, and will keep giving me the opportunity, to see what it is I'm doing that I don't want to be doing. And I've been waiting for the world. I'm thinking, I have to get an award in order to know that I'm valuable. But you don't get an award unless you know you're valuable, because the award is reflecting that. I went to a party last night, a very good friend, and she asked me if I would sing. Several people sang, and I said no, because I was talking today, I was singing today, and I've had concerns about my voice. And I woke up this morning and I thought, you idiot, there were probably about 50 people who would invest in your shows there, are really, you know, important, and I said, now you blew it. And then I said, no, I didn't, because the moment that I have the realization that I'm holding the thought, that action simply came out of a thought I was holding, and I could either say, you see, that proves that that is true if there was an outside world, or the minute I change my thought, something else will appear, and if it doesn't, I know I haven't changed my thought. So every one of those things gives us the opportunity to really see what we're thinking and see the parts of ourselves that we're cutting off. In Thought Exchange today, somebody did some work with me that was a revelation to me this week about when we are taking on these thoughts, our inner child took them on to protect ourselves, but it took with it all of the power and energy. Like if I said, I can do this, and the inner child said, never say that again because you got hurt. All of the passion of I can do this has been robbed in the inner child, and we're going to talk about how to take that back, feel the upset, and regain your power. And so, for instance, 3 years ago, I started having a serious vocal problem where my throat was spasming, I couldn't talk, I couldn't sing. And for 2 years, I worked on it, and I thought, I'm a fake, because I'm teaching everybody, you know, your thought will do it, etc., and I can't seem to fix my voice. And suddenly one day, a wonderful therapist told me to do exactly what I tell everyone else to do. And I realized that it's not that I'm fake, it's that I'm not doing what I'm teaching. I'm trying to figure out my voice. And what she said to me was, she said, there are 3 neurological systems that work together whenever you speak. The 17 muscles of your throat intricately interact, your respiratory system and your resonance system. And the 3 of them work together, and your brain groups them together every time you talk. If you function from the part that doesn't work, the whole system doesn't work. So she said to me, anytime you have a vocal tightness in your throat, go somewhere that works. Go down here to the support. Go up here to the resonance. Go somewhere else. The thing behind that was, my body knows how this works, knows how to sing. And the minute I get out of its way, it does it. So the question is, why, if we know this, that we can choose any thought, don't we do it? Well, as we learn in Thought Exchange, it's because uncomfortable sensations come up. When we do the thing, like, I was sitting there and I appreciate all the praise that I got this morning, but my inner child was going, oh no, don't do that, because I'm not going to live up to it. That's a thought I have, which leads me to a thought about, because people, are going to hurt me, and they hate me, and they this, and it doesn't matter who's sitting in front of me. I make that up. Some part of me makes that up. And to not make that up appears to put me in danger of a time when I was with people who behaved hatefully to me. But as an adult, hate me, I can tolerate it. And so you start to see all the things you're making up, all the thoughts that you have to protect yourself against your experience. And we make up that there's a God out there, and that God is going to give us something, or we can ask, and that God is deciding like people decided, when it's in us all the time. What I realized was I did not have to learn how to talk again. I had to learn how to not know how to talk again, so that talking, which lives within me, could show itself. It's always been there. Someone did not endow me and say, please God, give me back my voice. My voice was always there, always available. My thoughts created an experience for me that was designed to show me my thoughts. Has nothing to do with whether I can sing or not or whatever. It's all inside. I was reading this Buddhist book the other day, and it said, where is that quote? We usually appreciate things in a dualistic way by separating ourselves from them. Money, people, achievements, God. Then a gap appears, and into that gap falls greed, anger, ignorance, and the other ideas and emotions that disturb us. But when we really make ourselves empty and realize that everything is nothing but the self, the gap is eliminated, and we see phenomena for what they are and where they really take place. So everything taking place in me, the law of attraction, we don't attract anything. There's nowhere to attract it from. There's nothing happening. I call it the law of noticing. We're aware. We become aware that this or that capability is in us. And what thought exchange does is it shows how anxiety-producing that can be. And when we can be with that anxiety, we not only can hold the thought we want, but we heal. Because the thing that stopped us, the fear, the challenge that as a child stopped us, no longer stops us. And we walk where we couldn't walk before. And there's no reason why we can't walk there before. Why we can't walk there now. And so the challenge with this kind of God, I think the reason we have trouble finding it, is we contact it in a different way. It is not contacted consciously because it's something that functions over and above and outside of our conscious mind. So for instance, as a writer, I am aware that every single possible song exists within me right now. You know, when Barry Manilow sang, I write the songs, I am music, I write the songs. I've been alive forever, I wrote the very first song. It's not about Barry Manilow. It's about the infinite songs that exist in us. And so I cannot leaf through those consciously and come up with it. I can open so that that works. And this seems scary because we think of that like we thought of our parents or whatever, that they could say, I'm not giving you a song today, I hate you, you did this or whatever. As opposed to, it cannot not be there. And if we understand that we're not looking for it for somewhere else, we're opening to something that already exists in us. Anything, whatever language we want to speak, whatever relationship we want to have, we're opening to the interior experience. Why do we want things? I mean, it's when you say, what do you want? And you think about what you want. Everybody's, you know, I want to be this, I want to have that, I want to go here, I want to know this. Whatever the thing is that we want it because we want to have a sense of peace, of serenity, of well-being, of safety. As I talked at the beginning, these fabulous achievements that these big stars have not given them that. They have not given them that peace. Because you can't look for peace in that, because if you don't have peace, you won't see peace. So peace, safety, and serenity, and infinite possibility are things that we have right now. And so whenever I feel, oh, I lost something, I go, oh, I'm seeing that I don't have peace or serenity. And I go here. Can I be peaceful and serene while at this party and not doing what I wanted to do later? Can I be peaceful and serene watching these award shows and knowing that I have this thing going on? Peaceful and serene are things we can have at any time and have nothing to do with anything outside us. The outside is always doing us a favor, like a mirror's doing us a favor. I had a friend, one of my best friends from childhood, and we played this game. She'd go, how do you like this dress? And I go, it's horrible. She said, no, really, tell me what you think. And I'd say, oh, it's ugly. She said, no, come on. Yeah, you know, I'm telling you. And so if we really look at the mirror and see, oh, the mirror is telling me that this outfit doesn't look good on me. I can change the outfit, or I can get angry at the mirror and fight with the mirror. one of them will work, the other one doesn't. So I say, this afternoon we're going to work on all this stuff, and on, as I say, this is more challenging than we realize, and I've made a lifelong study of that, because it is when we go places that we have shut down, we come to understand the sensations that we had that we decided we couldn't tolerate. The thing is, we can tolerate them. We can tolerate all of it. And when we have them, we open up to the truth that it's not like, oh, I'm shut down, but please, someone out there do something. It can't. There's nothing out there to do something. There's no God out there to do anything. But it's right in here. There's a wonderful fable, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard about. The gods got together to hide the secret of man from life. And the first god said, let's hide it under the sea, because man can't breathe under the water. He won't be able to find it. The second said, let's hide it up in the sky, because man can't fly, so he'll never get to it. And the third and wisest said, let's hide it right inside man himself. He will never think of looking for it. So, look inside. Everything you ever wanted is there, and open to it. Know that it's not yours to do. It is done. And listen to that voice coming from inside. Thank you.